Hey everybody, Shawn Tubbs here. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Iconic Guitars Vintage JM65, obviously a Jazzmaster style guitar. It's lovingly built by a guy named Kevin Proctor. He's out of San Diego, California, and his background is actually in motorcycle building, but that attention to detail has certainly come across in his guitars. So let's get right into the specs on it. It's alder body. It's maple rosewood neck, so maple back, rosewood fretboard. The finish is nitrocellulose, which is great. It's definitely relicked a little bit. It's got a lot of checking in it. It's got some dings here and there, kind of like a guitar that's been played a lot over the years, but not abused. It's been fairly well maintained kind of look. And I think it came across really nicely on this candy apple red finish. It's got kind of that amber tint to it, which looks really cool. Same on the back, there's kind of an amber, kind of goes to a darker amber towards the headstock, and it really looks nice. Now the neck shape is a medium C neck shape, which I appreciate. I would say maybe a little bit bigger than that, but Kevin's a custom builder, so if you want something different, he can certainly build that for you. It's got a tusk nut on it, which is going to ring really nice and stay in tune better. And speaking of staying in tune, this guitar came with the mastery vibrato and bridge setup, which I really appreciate because I'm not a big fan of the actual vintage kind of stock tremolo and bridge setups on Jazzmasters. So this answers a lot of those issues really nicely. The pickups are lower pickups. These are definitely vintage Jazzmaster pickups. I'm a huge Loller fan, but these are definitely going to be brighter like a true Jazzmaster would be. They're going to be noisier, and the reason they're going to be noisier is they are true single coils, and then on top of that, with all of the surface you have on a true Jazzmaster single coil, you're going to collect quite a bit more field hum, but I think the trade-off is worth it if you really want a Jazzmaster style sound. So yeah, let's get into some tones on this and see what you guys think. Oh, and the frets are Jescar frets. Pretty vintage feeling, maybe just a little bit wider. They feel beautiful. The fret ends feel great on the bound neck. I didn't have any problems getting in under the strings to bend notes. They feel really good, but once again, you can request whatever you would like. So yeah, let's get into some sounds. I'm going to use my Red Plate Blues Machine amp. I've got it set up for kind of like a blackface thing. And I'll just start with the neck position, and we'll just kind of go from there, and I'll let you guys hear all these different sounds you can get out of the Jazzmaster. So here's the neck position. here's the middle. And then here's the bridge. Now the tone control rolls off really nicely on this. So if you get to the bridge and maybe it's a little too bright, just roll it off a little bit. And what I like about this particular pickup is that it grinds really nice. So if I turn on like an overdrive, I think that's why I was a little more focused on overdrive tones is everybody loves the fact that Jazzmasters are so sweet and you can do all the kind of atmospheric, surfy, trem stuff on them, but they really do grind great. The single coil sounds so good, especially these lollers. But speaking of going more the smooth route, here let me turn on a reverb and we can do kind of more the Jazzmaster thing so you can kind of hear the trem and how well it works. So it stays in tune really nice. This tremolo feels great. There's not a ton of play in it. Now you can get it out of tune, but it takes quite a bit. You'd have to kind of go full on dive bomb on it to really get that to happen. But yeah, it feels really great. Now, one thing I need to show you before closing is this setup up here is kind of a 65 thing. Basically, if you throw this switch to the upper position, what it's going to do is going to bypass all of this down here. And all you're going to get is the neck position with a separate volume and tone. And it gets kind of darker. I guess there's uses for it. I like it. I don't prefer that it's not there. But at the same time, if it wasn't, I guess I wouldn't be angry. I know that makes no sense, but I'll just let you hear it really quick. It's going to get darker. Here's just the neck position in the stock setting. So it's pretty chimey. If I throw this up, now this is all bypassed. You only get the neck position. So you hear how it's darker? Now you can make it even darker. So I guess you could just throw back and forth between if you really wanted to kind of use that setup. I would say I would apply this to like if I wanted to use like an EBO or if I was doing some just really kind of dark sounding stuff. I think that would be really great. So you know, it's to each his own. You don't have to get it with that setup, but like I said, I kind of, you know, prefer it, but I wouldn't miss it. I don't know what I'm saying. So that is the Iconic Guitars Jazzmaster. It's a really nice guitar. If you've got any questions, go to the website and ask away. And as always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you next time.